Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, our today's lesson is about the phylum Hemichordata. The phylum Hemichordata were earlier considered as a subphylum under the Chordata, but now it ranks as a separate phylum under the non-Chordata. Hemichordates are worm-like animals found in shallow ocean bottom. They are closely related to chordates but show many similarities with echinoderms. They are included in the group of animals called the deuterostomes along with the echinoderms and the chordates. Representative members of this phylum included the balanoglossus and the secoglossus, as you are watching in the figure. Now students, according to the classification given on this page, these Hemichordata were considered as a subphylum of the phylum Chordata. But as we spoke of earlier, that now it ranks as a separate phylum. So these are the deuterostomes animals in which the anus developed first, or the blastopore is developed as an anus, not as a mouth, and the mouth develops later on. So they have the presence of notochord, but this notochord is just limited to the head region. They have the nerve cords and the pharyngeal gill slits. They have small soft bodies, marine, and the notochord confined to the head region. Sexes are separate in them. According to the class, they are Anthropeniostata. They are living as a solitary form. Straight alimentary canal, mouth, and the anus are at opposite ends. 2 rows of ceca, numerous gill slits are the characteristics of their alimentary canal. According to the geographical distribution, they are distributed worldwide or are cosmopolitan. According to the habitat, they are marine, live in the shallow waters generally, but few goes deeper up to the 15,000 feet. They live inside the U-tubes, burrows in the sandy regions. So they are adapted for burrowing life in the sandy bottoms. It burrows slowly by the soft proboscis, which is the head region of their body. Here in the figure, you are watching the body characteristics of the representative members of this phylum, which is called the balanoglossus. So balanoglossus is the largest species found in the Brazil, measures to the 2.5 meter. Balanoglossus is used as a fish bait by the local fishermen. It is also called the tongue worm due to the resemblance of the proboscis and the genital wings to the ox tongue. Balanoglossus secretes iodoform, like foul-smelling compound, as a defense mechanism. Here in the figure, students, you are watching the main body portions of the balanoglossus. Since the balanoglossus is tubicolous animal, that means it lives in the U-tube burrows in the sandy region. It feeds by the filter feeding mechanism. As the water enters the tube from the anterior opening, it opens its mouth situated in the collar and takes up the food particles and filter out the unwanted. The same water gushes through the gill pores to provide the necessary oxygen for the respiration. And the 3 body portions are you watching in the figure, which are named as the proboscis, which is the head region. The next part is called the collar region, and the third portion of the body is known as the trunk region. Proboscis, collar, and the trunk region are more clear in this figure. Here you're watching the gill slits or the gill pores and the anus in the trunk region clearly. Now we are going to discuss the localization of the internal organs of the balanoglossus. It contains heart vesicles, central sinus, and the buccal diverticulum in the proboscis regions. Coelom opens to the exterior by the proboscis pore. Now we will see that what kind of organs are present in the collar region. It contains the mouth and the collar coelom, which opens to the dorsal surface through the collar pore. Next is the trunk region. It contains pharynx, gonads, and the hepatic regions. Genital wings and the paired gills are also present in the trunk region. Now have a look in the reproduction process. As we spoke of earlier, that the sexes are separate in them. Fertilization is external and development includes the tornaria type of the larva because they have the indirect kind of the development. Now we will discuss the affinities of the hemichordates with the phylum Annelida, with the phylum Echinodermata, and with the phylum Chordata. What are the similarities between the hemichordates and annelids? That both are worm-like and segmented body. And what kind of similarities or affinities are present with the echinoderms? That is the plastopore and the coelom, because both have the true types of the coeloms and the ciliated bands in the respective larva. And with what kind of similarities they show with the chordates, that is the presence of the pharyngeal gill slits, nerve cord, and so-called notochord, which is just confined to the head region. So these are the different type of affinities of the hemichordates with annelids, echinoderms, and the chordates. So this is all about the phylum Hemichordata. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.